Alright, so I'm just walking nonchalantly in the parking garage and oh my goodness, Matt, wake up, are you okay? What's wrong?
I think I passed out. Maybe I have a blood disorder. We should review the Healthy People 2020 blood disorders and blood safety.
That's a great idea. Disorders and blood safety. We have 3 sections, and the first section is a hemoglobinopathy. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh yes. All right. So these are bad things in layman's terms that happen to hemoglobin, which is an oxygen-binding protein in our red blood. The first 10 objectives talk about these hemoglobinopathies. Pretty much, to summarize, they want early diagnosis, early treatment with these hemoglobinopathies. They want them to have access to clinics that are catered towards families and the patient specifically. Well, one of these diseases is sickle cell anemia. You might have heard it. There's about 80,000 Americans with it, roughly 1 in 12 African Americans with sickle cell anemia, and 1 in 100 Hispanics have sickle cell anemia. So what happens is there's an alternation in the 11th chromosome, and it changes the red blood cell shape from normal to sickle cell. That is not a half moon, that is a sickle shape, thus sickle cell anemia. And so that changes the affinity for oxygen, and as a result, less oxygen can bind to the red blood cells. Referees don't get the oxygen, so while you're playing basketball, you might pass out.
Oh no, I think he's passed out because he's not getting enough oxygen to his brain.
I must have sickle cell anemia.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Yes.
The next part we're going to talk about is blood safety. Blood safety is very important. There are 3 major goals when it comes to blood safety for the Healthy People 2020 initiatives. The first one is to increase the proportion of persons who donate blood. The second one is to reduce the proportion of people who develop adverse events resulting from the use of blood or blood products. The third one is to reduce the proportion of persons who did not receive a transfusion due to a blood product shortage. Under the first one, people who donate blood, there's currently 6.1% people of 18 and older who are donating blood. That's our baseline. The goal is 6.7%, which would be a 10% increase. The source for that is the National Health Interview Survey. The second one, we need to reduce transfusion reactions and blood incompatibility problems.
Okay, so to illustrate this, there are 4 different kinds of blood types. For the purposes of this, we're just going to use highlighters. So say I have orange blood and I try to infuse green blood into myself. What's going to happen is I'm probably going to die because they're incompatible. Okay, I need more orange blood. So like Matt was saying, the blood will coagulate, could get a deep vein thrombosis, travel to my heart, and I could die. Yes. On to bleeding and clotting. Yep, this potentially very dangerous stuff here. Okay, so we have several objectives. The first thing is that we want a greater proportion of people to get vaccines. The next objective is that we would prevent more deep vein thrombosis. In 2007, there were 54.3 people out of 10,000 that developed deep vein thrombosis, and they're hoping to decrease that number by 10% to 48.9 people out of 10,000 who developed that. So this is what a deep vein thrombosis does. It can result in a pulmonary embolism.
In a pulmonary embolism, sometimes the DVT travels to the lung, and in 10% of the cases, it kills the person.
Okay, and the next objective is that women who are developing signs of a bleeding disorder would have a timely and accurate diagnosis. And specifically von Willebrand disease, wanting a timely and accurate diagnosis with that as well. In 2008, there were 28.4% of females had an accurate and timely diagnosis, and they're hoping to up that 10% to 31.2% who are receiving that timely and accurate diagnosis once they start showing signs and symptoms.
All right, well, thank you for watching our video over Healthy People 2020 and blood safety and blood disorders. We hope you learned something, and we hope you enjoyed the illustrations.